something that you may not have seen or eaten or known or otherwise, but the organizers made sure that all of you get 1,000 quinoa grains in your bag. Can quinoa end malnutrition? Malnutrition is imbalance of taking food, nutrition. In French, it is bad nutrition. We need 150 nutrients to keep our body healthy. If you take less or more or imbalanced, wrong ones, it ends up in malnutrition, less of nutrition, more if it is obesity, diabetes, and so on and so forth. And most of this is affected by the food that you take with your own hands, with your own resources. You don't need more money. You need only good knowledge. And most of the people who are affected are women and children. Government has a program in India called midday meal, and I went to a school to see how it works. I found a small cardboard box in the corner of a classroom there, and it has these vegetables, wilted vegetables. I asked, what is this? Because the money that is given for the midday meal is not sufficient, teachers are asking students to bring vegetables. This is what they are getting. Compared to the previous slides, they definitely have to be malnourished. Government of India actually gives midday meals to 104 million students every day, spending grain and $1.3 billion on just one program. Wow, mind-blowing numbers. But reality is, it is 4 rupees per child per meal. That's the major problem in the country. Because this is affecting the GDP. India's malnutrition is not just a poor man's problem or rich man's obesity. It is the GDP of India. At the same time, I have a personal thing. I was diagnosed as a diabetic person. As a new diabetic person, I have to stop eating rice. That's when the whole story started. Both malnutrition and diabetes, as the previous speaker, Ms. Ishi Khosla, identified and explained so much about diabetes, I will not go into it, can be directly avoided by managing your food. Ancient grains do give good health. So, one of the ancient grains is quinoa. To learn about quinoa, I went to Bolivia and met several people and got quinoa knowledge and wanted to bring to India. But there came a problem. When I came back to New York, my routine urine test showed positive for cocaine. What's the connection? Bolivia, high altitude regions have headaches, people get headaches. So, tomato tea is given. I got it, I loved it. I did not do it. I did not do cocaine, but I'm high on quinoa. I'm high on quinoa because me and Director of National Institute of Nutrition in Hyderabad and another scientist published a book on this. Not only that, it has so much of wonderful information. And the other proof, Dr. Schulz from NASA, whom I spoke with on this subject, they have approved quinoa for space missions. But the problem is India is selling at that time quinoa for 2,000 rupees a kilo. How can I make it affordable? That's when I planted quinoa in India. I'll skip the planting and the farming. And I planted fully knowing the importance of farming in India. If this is the glass of water that is required for growing rice, only a third of it is needed for quinoa. Therefore, it is not just malnutrition, diabetes. It is important for Indians. Not only I started growing, I got the machine to process it. Now, many people are growing. Several parts are done by me, including lay. India has the potential to grow 25 million tons per year in the lands which we are not using now. Can you believe it? You may not. But who believed that Indians will deposit so much money, billions of dollars, in the banks? And one more additional point I want to say, exactly 60, 70 years back, Norman Borlaug came to Delhi and pleaded with government, Indira Gandhi, and the ministers, plant better varieties of wheat. There's a big parallel. I would not take this as a news. Actually, Julia Borlaug told me, his granddaughter, that India needs this again. Now, one simple idea that I want you to take home is quinoa can give you freedom from rice, help you with the diabetes, and reduce malnutrition. Thank you.